selection process, because as Christians we are supposed to be selective as to who we put in office. And it's not just the president, but all, senators, House of Representatives, for those in Africa or those in other countries, when you have prime ministers, or you have government authorities, whatever, ministers, you have to make sure that you vote, be a part of it. Don't just say, oh, because I'm a Christian and both sides are evil. Somebody was saying both sides are not, they're not godly. They just saying stuff, but we all know what their agenda is. But that should not stop you from voting. That should never stop you from taking part in your civic duty. All right, but do it informed. That's why things like the debates, some people just turned off their TV. No, you have to watch it. Look at their body language. See if they're telling the truth to you or not. Fact check things. Go read research. Don't just take things that you hear on the news as gospel. Go and check it out yourself. Research. Do research by yourself, because whatever decision you make is for the next 4 years, and 4 years is a long time. All right. It also affects our children. It also affects our future. It also affects the country as a whole. All right. And the decision that you take is not just for you, it's for everybody. So make sure that your voice is heard through your votes. All right. As Christians, let us be involved, because God is involved in politics too. He chose kings for the Israelites. All right. He himself is a king. All right. And our allegiance should not be blindly towards politicians or towards parties. Our allegiance should be to heaven first, and then our country. Don't put your personal whatever above the country, the love for the country and the love for the people. And one thing I want you to remember, I always say I'm an ambassador, which is what all Christians should be. We are ambassadors of heaven. We are pilgrims in this land. We're on a journey to heaven. Okay, I have a song like that I might play. We're pilgrims. We're just here for a bit. All right. And so we have a dual citizenship. Those of you who probably are immigrants, or even if you're not, you studied social studies or civics in your school, you would understand what dual citizenship means. Your first country is heaven. Your first kingdom is heaven. All right. You're here as a citizen too, but your first love is from heaven. All right. So let us remember that even though we are citizens of whatever country you are in, you're also a citizen of heaven. And so whatever party you're sympathetic to, and again, you have to be sympathetic to something. You watch their values and see if it aligns with your values. Yes, if it doesn't align, you look at the next party. But even with all of that, we should be mindful not to take sides. That kind of side. We should take God's side. So in as much as I'm sympathetic to this party, they brought me to this country, but because of my allegiance to God, there are certain things that they will do that I will speak and say, nope, my God doesn't like this. This is not according to the will of God. Same thing on the other side. If I'm sympathetic to that side and I love that, okay, these people love God, but they are doing this that is not right with God, or they're saying things that are not in line with God, I have a right as a child of the King, as a citizen of heaven, to still speak against the things that they're doing that is not right with my Father, that will grieve the Holy Spirit, that will grieve God. All right. Even though, yes, this is my party, I'm going to vote for you. I love the candidate. I love whoever they've put up. But if they are doing anything, I should be strong enough and secure enough and brave enough as a child of the king to speak against injustice, to speak against unrighteousness, because the Bible calls for justice and righteousness in leadership. There should never be a government that trumps moral character, that ignores things like love and unity and peace. All right, there should never be a government that thinks they are above God or they are above the law. All right, we must obey God rather than human beings. Acts 5:29. All right, Acts 5:29. We must obey God rather than human beings. While Christians are instructed to submit to governing authorities, we also have the ultimate allegiance first to God. First to God. And that is why I find it funny that some people have used their platforms in these days to promote a party or candidate instead of promoting God. You know, the efforts that some of you take for a party or for a candidate, if you use that same effort to win a soul, to evangelize, to talk about Jesus, instead of talking about this candidate, how good this candidate is, how holy this candidate is, if you use that same effort to win a soul, to talk to someone about Jesus, I believe that the world will be a better place because people would have repented by now. But the reason why we have a lot of fighting, we have a lot of stress, we have a lot of moral decadence and all kinds of evil in the world is because Christians are we don't no longer have a voice, because we have sold our voices. We have given up our voices. You know, we no longer can stand on two legs on the narrow way. We have sold our rights. We have picked a different side. And some of us are in the middle, which is not a good side neither. You are neutral. You don't know. You can't speak. Your mouth is mute. What is your take on this? On that? You can't. You're afraid to say this or to say that because you don't want to get cancelled. When the laws of the land conflict with God's commands, Christians are called. That's our duty, to follow our faith and act with integrity, just like Daniel. When the whole kingdom was instructed to kneel and bow before the king and worship the king, Daniel was like, nope, I love this king. I serve this king. I work for him. He's my bestie. I voted for him. If there was a way to vote for a king, obviously a king is a monarchy setup, so you can't vote there. He earned his position as heir to the throne. But I'm just saying, in our sense, if it was in our days, you say, I voted for this man. But this law, I cannot, I cannot, I cannot obey it because my first love is heaven. So if we have that mentality, we have that attitude, God over government. God over government. Whoever the government is, whatever the government does. That's why when Jesus was asked about his role in government, he was like, I'm not here for, he said in John 18:36, John 18:36, he said, my kingdom is not of this world. My kingdom is in heaven. But I got the government. I'm from the government of heaven. All right. So Jesus did not seek any political power. All right. He did not endorse any political system. His endorsement was heaven. All right. But did he bash anybody? In fact, when the disciples came to him about taxes, they thought, oh, we are holy. We don't need to pay taxes. He was like, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, unto God the things that are God's. So pay your taxes, all right? Obey the laws of the land. right? Even if you don't have money, go fish. Go fish. Go back to your vocation that you used to, because most of them were fishermen. Go back and you open the mouth of the fish, you see money there. All right, that's a word for us too. Those of us who, you don't have enough money, go back to do what you used to do, which is holy and legal. All right, and God will provide for you a vocation that does not erase your.
We are pilgrims in this land. We are strangers in this land. We're just passing through this land. We're on a journey to heaven. We are pilgrims in this land. We are strangers in this land. We're just passing through this land. We're on a journey to heaven. So reach out and love them, reach out and serve them, reach out and bless us all. Hand the cup to the